welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into Jaka Cobot applications.
That's right.
Our mission, like always, is to give you that shortcut, a real understanding of these collaborative robots.
Highlighting how they boost productivity, safety, and importantly, simplify integration.
Exactly. Across all sorts of industries. And we're digging into an article today by Sean Mantell over at PowerSafe Automation.
Good stuff there.
So let's kick off. Lots of cobots say they're user-friendly. What's JK actually done engineering-wise to make them stand out? Especially, for someone maybe new to this.
Yeah, that's a great question. Jaka really seems to have built accessibility in from the ground up.
Okay.
They've got a good payload range, sure, but also really high precision. That's key for super delicate tasks.
Like electronic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Handling tiny components without messing them up. But I think the real standout is the programming. It's genuinely user-friendly.
How so?
Well, it lowers that barrier to entry. It sort of democratizes automation, Makes it possible for smaller businesses, not just the huge factories.
Right, taking it beyond just the big tech-heavy places.
Precisely. Imagine a local workshop automating something they couldn't have dreamed of before.
Okay, so beyond that core design, you mentioned innovations. Let's talk about the all-in-one series. What is that, and how does it make deployment easier for you listening?
Ah, this is clever. The all-in-one basically bundles the control systems and the robotic arm together.
Into one unit.
Yep, one single compact unit. And that just, it slashes the setup time and complexity.
Makes sense. Less wiring, less integration hassle.
Exactly. You can get these cobots up and running much, much faster. Doesn't matter if you're an experienced engineer or, deploying your very first robot.
Okay, so easier design, faster deployment. Let's get concrete. Where are these actually making a difference now? In the real world?
Oh, they're popping up in really diverse areas. Electronics, like we mentioned, handling delicate stuff, sure, but also think about precise placement of micro-LEDs. Reduces defects way down.
Wow, okay. What else?
Medical devices, automating sterile assembly for critical implants. You get that consistent quality manual work sometimes struggles with at scale.
That consistency is huge in medical.
Absolutely. And then you've got food and beverage, even education and research. They're great practical tools for teaching robotics or for experiments.
That's a really broad range.
Yeah.
So how do these Jaka cobots fit into that bigger picture, Industry 4.0, the whole smart factory idea?
Yeah, this is where Jaka really positions itself as pretty forward-thinking. Industry 4.0 is all about connectivity, data, making things smarter. Jaka's got features like remote monitoring.
So you can check in from anywhere, see how it's doing.
Exactly. Predict maintenance before you get downtime. And crucially, they integrate smoothly with standard systems, like Siemens PLCs, you see those everywhere.
Right.
Plus, they support various industrial protocols, so they don't just sit there isolated. They can talk to the rest of the factory easily. They leverage what you already have.
No need to rip everything out and start over. Okay, that leads perfectly into something really key for anyone looking to innovate. This idea of a self-teach ready cobot package. What does that actually mean for a company, or maybe for you listening, if you're thinking about automating?
This is potentially a game changer for efficiency. First off, lower upfront costs.
How?
Because you can sidestep a lot of those expensive integrator fees for common tasks. Your own team can teach the cobot basic things, pick and place, inspection, maybe palletizing.
And building up those skills in-house.
Yeah.
That sounds like a big long-term win. How does that play into continuous improvement?
Oh, it's fundamental. You empower your own people, right? That fosters this culture of always looking for ways to improve quality, improve workflow.
Makes sense.
Plus, it gives you way more speed and flexibility. Need to adapt to a short run, change a product, tweak a process, you can do it fast.
Much quicker iteration.
Much quicker. I remember this small manufacturer, they got a Jaka cobot, and literally within a week, their existing team, not robotics experts, had it doing basic pick and place. Yeah, freed up their skilled people for trickier stuff. They were amazed.
And that consistency you mentioned, the cobot just keeps working.
Yeah.
That must hit a big pain point for businesses dealing with labor issues.
Absolutely. It directly helps bridge those labor gaps. You get consistent performance day in, day out, no downtime from no-shows or, the ongoing struggle to find people. It boosts stability.
Huge for predictable output.
Definitely.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for you listening and maybe for the future of industry more broadly?
I think the rise of this self-teach ready automation, it's more than just new robots. It feels like a fundamental shift.
A shift how?
It's really about democratizing advanced manufacturing, empowering your own teams to innovate, build resilience from the inside.
It's not just for the giants anymore.
Right. Small shops, niche developers, they can bring sophisticated automation in-house now. It's not just a luxury for the big enterprises.
Okay, so here's something for you to chew on. Could this kind of accessible, self-teach-ready automation be the real key? The thing that unlocks completely new levels of innovation and adaptability for businesses, truly, of all sizes. Could this finally put advanced manufacturing within everyone's grasp?